I need a button that will turn the sound off, and I don't have to press the thing on. And I need one of these that turns the sound off, puts it on my phone on vibrate so I can. Anyway, hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to Nick Month 2. This time it's personal, and today we're talking about Best Player from 2011, starring kind of a lot of 2010's actors, really. Yeah. But, but mainly Jerry Trainer and Jeanette McCurdy from iCarly, because, yep, excuse me, onion, because that was the big selling point, as Nickelodeon was really putting their stars in movies, and yeah, there's not really any other Nickelodeon stars in this. Well, actually, there's one. The Jeanette McCurdy's mom in this, or Chris's mom, is played by, roll it down. Okay, these are all in alphabetical order. Janet Varney, who is the voice of Korra on The Legend of Korra. But everyone else, there's a Disney guy in here. Callum Worthy, in a role that doesn't make sense. We'll get to. Osric Chow was in Fun Size, or would be in Fun Size a year later. Yeah. Kevin Michael Richardson, I feel like he's done a voice for Nickelodeon before. He was a voice in this. But the movie is about Quincy, or Q, a video game champion, played by Jerry Trainer, who is set to enter this tournament for a game called Black Hole. But he comes across another player called Prodigy, who is better than him, and hatches a scheme to track down this Prodigy and make sure that they don't make it to the tournament. Yeah, and finds out it's actually a 16-year-old girl named Christina Saunders. Yeah. And, yeah, this was weird. So, this is one of those that I watched a long time ago when it first aired, but never watched it again. It was one of those I watched 2011. I watched it, and I don't remember much of anything. I didn't remember anything. Watching this, I'm like, I knew who was in it, but the two main actors. I knew about video games. That's it. I didn't know that he resorted to lies and subterfuge for this, but yeah. The Wikipedia page is also weird with the cast. It's listed in alphabetical order. So the top actor on there is Jean-Luc Bilodeau, who you may know from Baby Daddy or Trick or Treat. He was one of the kids in that section with the. So here's the thing. Now I want to look it up because he was in Baby Daddy. Let's just go to his. Trick or Treat was 2007. Best Player 2011. Okay. So Baby Daddy was 2012. So the year after this, he's playing a teenager here, and the year after this, he was playing a grown-ass man on a sitcom about a baby. You know, that actually makes sense because what's her face, Rachel McAdams, played a teenager in what's that movie? Regina George. Why am I blanking on it? Lindsay Lohan, Mean Girls. In Mean Girls, in the same year, she also played an adult character in another movie. So, acting, man. Yeah. So we meet Quincy, or Q. He's a champion at this video game. He's very good. He's one of the best video game players in the world. Don't let that plot hole mess you up from all the unbelievable things that happens afterwards. Especially when they reveal later that his face is plastered on magazines. And his parents, played by Gabrielle Rose, who you may have seen in a lot of things. She was the aunt in the terrible. She was in Time Cop. Didn't know that. The sequel to The Lost Boys, The Tribe. She was the aunt in that. She's also the sister of Christine Rose from Heroes, and I swear I'm gonna get back to doing it. She's in A Dog's Purpose. Oh, she was most recently the grandmother in Final Destination Bloodlines. So she the one that, oddly, Breck Bessinger was supposed to be the younger version. They were both on Nickelodeon stuff. I don't believe. Well, I guess her hair is gray now because her hair is dark here. Yeah. Mrs. Arkin. Oh, she was Bug Boy's mom on Smallville. Forgot about that. Yeah, and his dad is played by Malcolm Stewart. Now, you wouldn't know that name, but you look at him and you think, I know that guy from somewhere. Yes, you do. Here's a hint. Jumanji. He was the dad of the kids in Jumanji that tipped. Yeah, that, he was at the end. He was the dad. Yeah. Not Alan's dad. Alan, not that. The two kids. Kirsten Dunst and the other guy. Their dad. Yeah, he's just up at the end. I don't know. I recognize the face. And they say they're selling the house, and it takes, what was it, $175,000 to buy the house. So Quincy's like, okay, I'm going to enter this video game tournament. It has more than enough money, or so he thinks. He thinks that he only needs the $175,000 to buy the house. But let me tell you something. Do they own the house? Because if not, you got to pay mortgage. You also got to pay the water, the heating, maybe central air, electricity, right? And your internet, maybe cable services. Yeah, but internet and cable are together, but still, there's two different prices in the package there. So it's not just, he's like, oh, hey, I'll have enough money to buy the house and then still have enough money to buy a cool gaming chair. I'm like, no, you need to pay bills, dog. You don't have a job. See, that's the thing. And maybe that's why the ending is the way it is, but like, let's say he wins this tournament. He gets the house. He's not going to go find a job. And if you've seen the movie, he kind of has a job. Yeah, well. So he talks to his buddy Wendell, which is funny because Jerry Trainer would go on and be in the show, Wendell and Vinny, where his nephew's character, the character who plays his nephew, his name is Wendell. So, the character on the show who is his nephew is Wendell. And so he gets on a bus to San Diego. I was in San Francisco. So maybe it was San Francisco. I don't know. Because Wendell was tracked down. Went a little over the head here. So he starts playing this game called Black Hole, which again is voiced over by Kevin Michael Richardson. He's the guy who always has a deep voice. You've heard him. Trust me, you've heard him. He was the Joker in The Batman cartoon. Not the Twilight Guys movie, but no. But he's doing pretty good until he meets a new player called Prodigy. Prodigy. Which, I feel like the name is a spoiler and he just didn't get it. Prodigy usually means someone who's really skilled at something that's very young. Like, they usually say child prodigy. So I feel like that's a hint towards it's supposed to be someone younger. Really younger. I'm trying to fix this. It seems to be tipping. I don't know. Tipping is sitting in China. Alright. So anyway. No, because now why is it? I like it like this, and then it doesn't. No, it never stays the way I want it to. Anyway, so he goes all the way to San Francisco. Hold on. Sure, it says up here. Doesn't say. So, As soon as they get there, Wendell's like, we're going to go to Prodigy's house. We're going to take him down. And I'm like, no plan, nothing. Literally, Quincy goes up to the front door without a plan. He is trying to rehearse lines as he's coming to the door. And when a 16-year-old girl answers the door, he's like, oh. And so Chris thinks that he is her mom's internet date. What a coincidence that she just so happened to wait for an internet date. By the way, I never been on an internet dating site. Do they not have pictures? Like in all these shows and movies I've seen where they do this, oh, you must be my date, but did they never have pictures? Or, I know there's such thing as catfishing, but usually you'd think there'd be pictures, right? There's nothing because she just assumes that's her date, and and he finds out that Chris is Prodigy. So that's the plan. Meanwhile, Wendell murders the real date. I don't know what he's doing. The real date shows up. It is a stunt, man, because there's stunts that are being done here. But he knocks the guy out, and so this guy gets knocked out in front of this woman's house. He doesn't send a message saying, hey, sorry I couldn't make it to our date because some weird guy knocked me out. No? Or is he in some kind of coma in the hospital right now? This guy's never seen or mentioned again. Because we're just supposed to believe that she believes Quincy is her date. And they go with that. But during this, Quincy overhears. He overhears that Chris is one F grade away from getting her video game stuff taken away. So he decides to pretend to be a new home ec teacher to get her flunked. It doesn't work. She actually gets praised. Yeah, this has gone a little too creepy for me. Wait, so he shows up. He finds out this is a teenage girl and doesn't decide, oh, well, okay. It's already bad enough that two grown-ass men. I know that Jerry Trainer often plays man-children, but two grown-ass men have tracked down this person. Somehow they don't know till they get... Wendell should have known that it's a teenage girl. And they don't see this, hit the red flag, and take off. No, they still want to ruin this. Okay. Well, since that plan didn't work, of trying to get her flunked. Meanwhile, also, Quincy is also technically dating her mom. So he's also the home ec teacher there now. And how did he get in it? Did Wendell hack the computer or something? I don't know. It kind of reminded me of 17 again. The Zac Efron one, not the Tia and Tamara Mowry one, where the rich guy helped him get into the school, so so now Quincy's big plan is to get Chris invited to the prom because that's the same night as the tournament. So he picks Sheldon, who he sees. Who plays Sheldon, by the way? Sheldon. Nick Benson. I've never seen him before, but who seems to have a crush on Chris. So he tries to make him look tough by getting him to play on the football team. There's this bully girl not named Barb. What was her name? Cindy. She's also technically the girlfriend of Jean-Luc Bilodeau's Ash. It's one of those things where he's dating the cheerleader, and by the end he's gonna ditch her. They never have a breakup scene, but he pretty much ditches her, But she is played by Julia Maxwell, who was Eve during season 4 of Supernatural, which already happened before this. Yeah, because in 2006, 2007, 2008, or was it 6? Was it season 6? The creature one. Or season 6. Season 4 was Lilith. Season 6 of Supernatural. So that was after this, right? Around this time. So again, actress playing a teenager while also playing adult somewhere else. Or demon creature thing. But, yeah. So, seeing that she likes Ash and saying that I just hit to the chief, baby. That's what I hear when I hear say Ash. Some people might go, I want to be the favorite best. But no, when I say Ash, I think of Groovy. You know, that Ash. But anyway, so his plan, Quincy's plan, is to take them to an arcade for a field trip. How did that get approved by the school? I'm guessing not, because one of the girls asked about the permission slip. I don't remember signing a permission slip. Well, he did. Oh. Or turning in a permission slip. So they did. They go to this arcade for the thing, and eventually Ash does ask her to the prom, and she's ready to go. And then everything falls apart. You can't deny me. You can't control me. Everything falls apart. And I do. Doesn't matter what I do. I hate you because everything falls apart. Yes, this is where everything gets very hairy for me. Because it's like... Oh, by the way, I want to point out that I skipped a part. So, Quincy tries to help Sheldon impress Chris by putting him on a football team, and he gets an atomic wedgie by Dez from Alston and Ellie, and no, you cannot convince me that he is a jock bully type. Okay? You cannot. You cannot. In fact, he should be playing Sheldon. Okay? Worthy is not a bully type character. It took me out of it. I'm like, no, that I cannot see Kevin Worthy as a bully. There's no way. No. It's not realistic to me. Okay? No. Right? You got tit. Okay, so after the whole video game trip, they get back home and she's kind of a little depressed that she's gonna have to miss tournaments. And Quincy is like, hey, there could be other tournaments you can go to. So he starts looking it up. And immediately, as soon as he starts looking stuff up, a magazine cover with his face on it pops up. And they gotta ask the question: does nobody know who he is? His face is all over a goddamn magazine, and nobody knows who he is. No one. There was a scene before this where he saw she was playing on video games, and he jumped in the black hole, and they were kind of bantering back and forth, but like. Plays it off, but yeah, and so he gets kicked out, and then he goes back to Wendell's, and Wendell's like, well, you know, while you've been smooching up to Tracy, I've been practicing, and I'm gonna kick your butt in a tournament, and you get out. So now he's no longer welcome there, so he sleeps at the because Wendell has a heel turn now. This was a weird villain turn that was just like, okay, he's already got to prove himself in the tournament. He's got this obstacle where he's going to go against Chris. He's got to prove himself to Tracy. Now you're throwing Wendell turning on him now. So now because he can't sleep at Wendell's, he's sleeping at the laser tag place. At the top of the stairs. Why would you? First of all, how did you roll around in your sleep? How did he not roll down the stairs before? I don't know. Okay, I don't think I need this on anymore. Claire's messing with me. So, we get to the tournament. It's tournament time. And Quincy qualifies, Chris qualifies. Wendell cheats, but is still somehow allowed to stay in the video game. That didn't make any sense, because it's not like he did it in the game or something. No, he yells at this little boy, "Hey, your dad left. He doesn't love you anymore. Huh? Dad? Dad?" And then he beats him. And I was like, no, that's blatant cheating. That he should be disqualified. But he's going to be in the finals. And so we're down to these three. But there's a last-minute addition, which is totally not legal. But we end up having a surprise contestant of Sheldon, or Shell Shock, coming in and being the fourth person in the finalist. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't realize that what they were doing till then. But once they did it, I was like, no, that's just stupid. No. I do get where they're coming from with this, what the whole point was. But no, just no. So they start playing against each other in this game, which, by the way, I want to ask you a question. What's the point of this game? Is it just an online multiplayer where you kill each other? Because, like, I don't know. Because there's not a plot to it. Like, there's those online games like Friday the 13th, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that I'm not a fan of. Because, one, you have to be able to go online to play those. People are like, oh, we want more of those. But you see the problem with those is that because of that needed to be online, it doesn't always work. But if you make it a platformer with a plot and a story, I think it'll last longer and have more longevity. Give it a multiplayer like 007 GoldenEye, stuff like that. But come on, give it a linear story. Video game makers nowadays are just too lazy to put in an original story. That's why in WWE2K, we have to throw stuff you've already seen before into this. Although the My Rise are pretty interesting stories lately, but that's it. So the originality, we'll get there. But anyway, yeah, they're beating each other up, and Sheldon gets knocked down. But I will tell you, he's not out. They think he is. And then Wendell says, hey, you and I team up to beat Prodigy. There was a point where Quincy confesses his love for Tracy. And in one of the stupidest decisions, they have the other players play it off as, oh, he's just talking trash. I'm like, no, he's pouring his heart out here. Who wrote this? Who wrote that? No. And so the guy's like, did I only put it in there so that there's a way to end it? Because it's like, hey, talk one more thing about moms, I'm kicking you both out. Well, how about you just don't do that scene then? It just... So Wendell's like, hey, we'll team up to beat her. So, without saying anything, Quincy knocks her down, standing on Prodigy. I didn't want to say standing on her, so I was weird. Standing on Prodigy. And then he says, flying fist to her. And so he puts out his flying fist, she jumps on it, knocks him out. He's down, but not out yet. Knocks him down. He's, oh, you turned on me. Well, you turned on him first, so turn out fair play there, pal. So they both use moves and destroy each other, and Chris wins. Yay! Or it would be. This should have been the ending. Should have won. That's the whole point. But no, Sheldon's still not down. He shows up and beats her, and he wins. Because that was his story? And they're all happy for him. They're not... I'd be pissed. I would be pissed, you know? Because I call bullshit. He was not in this tournament. He did not. They said you have to qualify before a certain time to be in the competition. He shows up last minute and is able to get in. Not only that, he's able to get into the goddamn finals, and then he wins? No. Come on. Who wrote this? You could have wrote it better. Right? How about he finds out she's in the video games and enters the tournament himself? Qualifies for the tournament the way he's supposed to and gets in and does it that way. I still don't think he should win, but it would make more sense that he wins that way. Here, he cheated. He fucking cheated. He shouldn't win. They're like, oh, hey, yeah, you won. Congratulations. Like, no, he cheated. And but it's okay because Chris gets boyfriend guy. What's his name? Ash. Groovy. Ash shows up and is like, oh, hey, I told you I was going to spend the night with you or whatever. I wanted to spend a night with you, which is not creepy. It means like the night because it's supposed to go to prom. And she's like, well, sorry I couldn't go to prom. He goes, well, we can still go. And I'm like, no. And let me tell you why. Do you know how much you have to prepare for prom? Because there was at one point when I was dating my ex, she was like, this was like less than a week away. She's like, hey, I might go to prom. You want to come with? I'm like, sure. And I told my mom, she's like, no, there's not enough time to prepare for that. And then she couldn't go anyway, so I was just like, eh. No, you need more time to prepare. The night of prom is really not enough time to prepare. But no, they still go. By the way, I want to point out that they do use Nickelodeon music in this because when they're at the arcade in the background, you can hear a Big Time Rush song, The CD Is Us. And at the end credits, you hear Big Night. 1, 2, 3, all the boys and girls, we're gonna party like it's the end of the world, we're getting started. Yeah, that song. I like Big Time Rush, shut up. I like the music, it's good. But, Nickelodeon was desperately trying to copy Disney at this point. But yeah, which is even more awkward when during the Dance Dance Revolution sequence, they just play generic music. I'm like, you couldn't fit a Big Time Rush in there or something, right? Or you know what song you should have used? I don't think the episode is out yet. But during the Dance Dance Revolution, you should have played. It's an all-out party that I'm getting into. If you think it's all over, then the joke is on you. It's a dream, it's a scene, and it's so brand new. Yeah, that song from iCarly. From the I Get Prank Games. I don't know if that was out yet. But, maybe it was. Because that was like season 4, 5. The iCarly episodes are weird. Because the DVDs went Season 1, Volume 1, and Volume 2. Season 2, Volume 1, Volume 2, and then Volume 3, which was actually Season 3. And then Season 3, which was actually Season 4. And Season 4, which was actually Season 5. Now, Paramount Plus has Season 3 as a part of Season 2, because that is one long-ass season. Because I was trying to find the episode that saved your life, which is Season 4, but they're at Season 3, because, yeah. And I'm not doing that one because they don't have the extended edition, and that's the one I'd want. I have to get the DVD for that. Maybe I'll look into that. But yeah, they all go to the prom, including Quincy and Tracy, who have gotten back together. And the movie ends with them at the prom with pictures and everything, and I'm like, wait, you never resolved the plot line with the house? They keep saying they're going to sell it, but there's no... Hello? There's no ending to that plot line. They just go off to the prom, and I'm just like, wait. You never resolved that plot line, right? You never have him go to his parents, come full circle, and said, you know what, I'm gonna go up now. I'm gonna find a job. I got a girlfriend, moving to San Francisco apparently. You can have the house. No, it just ends. There's no... They're doing the script like, oh, we don't have time for this. Cut it here at the prom, and we just do music in the credits. There's no resolution to that plot line at all. You know, the plot line the whole movie was about him getting that money. Because here's the thing. What should have happened is Chris wins, but gives the money to Quincy to buy the house. And then she and her mom move into the house with him. That solves the job idea because she has a job, and if he's going to work as a teacher, you know. Or she gives him the money. He says, you know what? I don't need it. I think it's time for me to move on. Something like that. You know? Maybe they wouldn't move Eminem. I mean, I don't know. But it's just a couple ideas, you know. But whatever. Whatever. I'll give it a middle of the road. A high middle of the road. Because I liked it. But I can see why I didn't go back to it. If I saw the ending of this and it made just as much less sense then as it did now, you see why I never went back to it. But it's fine for what it was. So, thank you for watching. What are your thoughts on Best Play? Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scott, and I'll see you in the next one.